The Little Mermaid is finally out, and while Disney stans and journos are trying to say, oh, only ists are hating on the movie, it doesn't seem to be doing great for Disney because not only has its opening weekend been one of the lowest out of all of the live-action films Disney has done, but it completely flopped at the international box office, leading to a lot of people on social media laughing at the creatives and also the film in general. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. Now, starting with this Inside the Magic article, it says Disney's Little Mermaid flounders at the international box office. Now, of course, while yes, obviously North America is the primary most market for Disney, they do need their films to do well at the international box office, and it looks like Little Mermaid is a flop at them. It says despite being met with generally positive reception in the US, Disney's recently released live-action retelling of The Little Mermaid isn't as big a hit overseas, where it's being bombarded with overwhelmingly negative reviews online. Now, I have talked about the negative reviews the movie has faced in another video, and something suspicious that's going on with Rotten Tomatoes because, of course, the movie has been out for days, and the top/verified audience scores have not budged at all. They have been completely stuck at 95%, but the all audience scores have continued to drop. And now the all audience score is actually sitting at a 56%, so it's gone up like a tiny bit, right? But it has not gone up by very much. And of course, media was saying that it's being review bombed by ists. Very classic. But now, of course, that it's doing not so great in theaters, they are really ramping this narrative up. It says director Rob Marshall's highly anticipated remake of the beloved Disney animated classic The Little Mermaid finally splashed into theaters on May 26th. It says, though, that so far the movie has been a hit in the US, where it's projected to hit 117.5 million domestically by Memorial Day. But right now, that number is actually in question because it had only opened for the normal 3-day weekend at 95.5 million domestically. And of course, it is a long weekend, right? Memorial Day is today. So there is a chance that it could hit the 117.5 that was projected. But if it does, it is barely going to make it. So it is doing good in the US, though it might not hit that projection. It says, though, internationally, The Little Mermaid is struggling to keep its head above water, confirming the studio's initial predictions that the movie would lean more on the domestic box office. Right now, it has brought in only 2.5 million in China, a slightly higher 4 million in Brazil and Australia. It has raked in 8.5 million across its opening weekend in Mexico, and it scored 6.3 million at the UK box office. And all of these numbers are absolutely abysmal. Just judging by numbers like Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin, their other live-action adaptations, this movie is not going to hit most of those numbers. It is going to beat Aladdin by a little bit. Aladdin's complete opening worldwide hit 91.5 million, but the others are completely blowing Little Mermaid out of the water. I mean, The Lion King, we could sit here and debate, is it a live-action adaptation? Because, of course, a lot of it is CGI. I personally feel like The Lion King is the closest to The Little Mermaid because a lot of it is CGI, but it hit 191 million for opening weekend in theaters, and you also had Beauty and the Beast, which hit 174 million just for domestic numbers, which is absolutely insane at release. Do I think that Little Mermaid is going to do well? Yes, but I don't even know if it's going to make the amount of money that Disney needs. They put about, from what we understand, $250 million into this film, meaning they need to make at least $500 million in order for it to be considered successful. Never mind the numbers that they actually want to see, meaning they always projected this film to do over $1 billion because they're never looking to just break even. They need it to do fantastic. And it seems like this movie is going to have to make a boatload in order for it to, hit what they probably were expecting behind the scenes. And of course, like I mentioned, the user scores have not been all that positive. The verifieds have been very good, 95% verified. This number is very suspicious, though, because it has not moved at all since release day. There's no way that it is, going to consistently stay at a 95, especially when it first debuted at a 95% with 1,000 verified ratings, and now it's over 5,000 verified ratings, and it hasn't even moved a percent. Very suspicious. The all audience has gone up and down a little bit. It did get all the way down to a 47%, and now it's a 56%. Again, this is kind of normal, though, because that was at 5,000 ratings, and now you have over 10,000 ratings, and it's at a 56%, so it's fluctuating a little bit, but I do think it is going to go down, and I think it will stay right around a 50%. Either way, though, people clearly are not really enjoying this film. They have some major problems with it. I mean, look at the top critics, a measly 47% over there, and it had gotten all the way down to a 43% critic. So things are just not overall looking very great for this movie. There is also a thread going around that talks about some of the numbers, and people are absolutely laughing at Disney here, saying things like, damn, 2023 is looking very weak for Disney so far. Absolute flop. Yeah, this is probably going to struggle to make more than 500 million worldwide with incoming competition over the next few weeks. And it is true, June has quite a few large releases. We have Transformers Rise of the Beasts, we have The Flash, we have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and I do think that they are going to struggle for this movie to keep up with all of the other films. Looks like even $500 million is doubtful. Disney really fumbled $1 billion potential project for a diversity cast, and the diversity cast wasn't even the problem with this movie, right? Halle Bailey does have a good voice, and it did seem like she could sing Ariel songs. The issue is just everything combined. Not only did they upset people with the race swap, but they also changed a lot of the songs. They added a lot of cringeworthy songs like the Scuttlebutt, which of course has gone viral on social media for all of the wrong reasons. They changed Ariel's character. At the end of the movie, spoiler alert, they made Prince Eric really dumb, and they made Ariel the hero who actually defeats Ursula, which makes no point because that is literally the only reason why in the original movie King Triton changes his opinions on humans, because Eric sacrificed his life, or almost sacrificed his life, for Ariel to prove how much he loves her. And the movie itself, with these changes, just made absolutely no sense. And of course, Disney is getting roasted over this. People are saying it's a Disney flop. What did we expect? We knew this movie was going to do poorly, but it is doing even worse than they probably expected internationally. And we don't know the final weekend numbers because, again, it is a long weekend. But if they break the projections, it's going to be just barely. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.